Namaste, Star Family. Welcome to this Enter Your Lucky Era Pick a Card reading. It is inspired by Sagittarius season 2025, but it is a timeless reading. And you're going to choose according to deck of tarot cards for the Sun card. So we have pile number 1. I'm going to show you a little bit clearer. Really announces some type of entry. You have deck number 2 with this Sun card. Beautiful portal energy here. And pile number 3 with this beautiful celebration for this Sun card. Okay. If you like to choose according to zodiac placement, I am going to pick them as well. In a little bag. All right, let's pick 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have for pile number 1, Taurus, Cancer, Leo, and Pisces. All right, pile number 2. All right. We have Capricorn, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aries. And those last 4, we have Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, and Virgo. Perfect. I will see you there for your messages to enter your lucky era. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your messages for this lucky era of yours that is announced. We're going to get some of those messages for you. Put the Sun card here. And if you're here, you might have chosen also according to zodiac placement. We have here Taurus, Cancer, Leo, and Pisces. If those are not your signs, don't worry about it. It's just another way for you to pick your pile. All right, so let's get started with your oracle cards with this lucky era at heart. Okay, so there's something with the heart. I'm hearing the heart opens the door. Beautiful. Okay. And, okay. All right. Let's see what we have here for you, my dear pile number 1. So first we have to be fair. Oh, love this energy. Yeah. You know what it reminds me right away, because I talked about the heart, the tale, the Egyptian tale of the afterlife with the scale where you have the feather and the heart on the scale. And in order to go into the afterlife, you're supposed to have a heart that is light like a feather, that you're not carrying over any heaviness from the heart. Okay, we'll see how that fits with your lucky era. Then we have Unfinished Symphony. Okay. Waxing and Waning Moon. Okay. And the Midnight Prince. Ask for what you want. Be honest. Okay. All right. Let's look at your tarot cards now. And see the full spectrum of the situation for you, my dear pile number 1. Okay. Another. Okay, there's different ones here. I feel like this is extra, so I'm going to put it here. Okay. All right. So we first have the King of Cups, the Star, the Knight of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay, with those extra cards that we'll look at to see the full pictures. So, pile number 1. Your lucky era starts with releasing what weighs on your heart. And maybe some of the things that weigh on your heart has been to be able to fully express what you really want. With the waning and the waxing, when you're working with the cycles of the moon, it creates tension between the sun and the moon. And that with that tension, it creates a secret fire that alchemizes. So there's some type of alchemy that the cards are hinting for you, pile number 1, in order to open up this portal. It is very much, especially with this card, you see how there's this resonance that needs to occur. It's like you need to become a vibrational match in order to enter and go through this portal. Become a vibrational match to some of the desires you have yet there to speak. And spoken, it doesn't have to be vocalized, even though that's great. Okay, it can be also written. It can be also thought, almost like something that you want to admit to yourself. I feel like some of you, there's maybe certain patterns. There's something maybe, especially with the unfinished symphony, I always feel retrograde energy. As I'm channeling this, there's still the influence of a Mercury retrograde. Why I'm mentioning this, because I can sense it. Some of you, this is about allowing yourself to speak the truth of who you are. And that's part of your resonance. Yeah. Especially with this type of King of Cups. I feel there is like an announcement. And it's a vibrational announcement. I am here unapologetic and I'm living my best life. And this star card is kind of interesting because it's not just shining, it's going through rituals. Okay, so there's something here about your vibration that needs to be nurtured, that needs to be channeled, that needs to be harnessed. So you can let yourself dissolve some of the blocks. Because with the moon, you're also working with the subconscious. There might be certain subconscious beliefs, thoughts, programs that are running through your being that you need to release. There's a lot of going inward in order to become that frequency, in order to release what ties you still to some of those past patterns. With the Knight of Wands, what I want you to know is that there's no need to fear how long this is going to take, because it's only just a vibrational switch. So it's actually going to happen very fast for you to enter this lucky era. This is all about understanding a switch in vibration. You know, I don't know if some of you ever experienced when we had radios or even TVs where we had to turn this knob in order to have the proper reception of the image or the sound or sound. Okay. But sometimes it was quite it was quite the tricky situation. Okay. And what was tricky often was the antennas. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, the antennas is your ability to receive information that's going to connect to your third eye, your inner sight, your pineal gland, your intuition, Yes, and not let override the mind, the rational mind, not let the thoughts keep you from receiving the idea. So let me illustrate this, what I received is, for example, for some of you, if you want to create something, let's say you want to create a social media page, a podcast, a book, a YouTube channel, whatever that is, you want to create something where you can fully express who you are, okay? But as you start thinking about this, you have certain broadcasts, certain thoughts that come into your mind. Oh no, I can't do that. Well, or I don't know how to do that. Or I don't know if I have the time to do that. Okay, so it could be any type of doubts, any type of insecurities, any type of fears that makes you push aside this desire that stems from the heart. Okay, there is a lot right now cosmically as I'm channeling this energy, even though it is timeless, it inspired. So the cosmos goes not linear but in cycles and circles and spirals. So when you're watching this, whenever that is, that means that you're in this cosmic alignment where you are being called to step into your authentic, especially voice. Because through your voice, it's almost the same as working on your vibration. This is something that I share a lot when I share energy guidance, which I will at the end of this reading. Okay, but when I share energy guidance, I often ask to either chant or hum. Because when you do this, you start activating the vibration that is currently active. And that means that you might want to be activating the vibration that you're currently holding against something greater. So that's why I usually add a higher frequency music. So the higher frequency of the music that is a steady frequency against the vibration you contain can alchemize. It creates friction. It's creating discord. It creates that this is static until it finally reaches that alignment. Okay, so I feel this is very much something that you are being called to do, the alchemy of your own vibration, tuning yourself into the version of the person that already has manifested what it is that your heart wishes. Okay, and it can be anything. I'm not gonna pull cards to know like exactly what you want, because with this card it says ask for what you want, and it feels like anything you want. This is the Midnight Prince. This is one of the most magnetic, powerful law of attraction card in this deck. This is about being truthful about what you want to create, so the universe can hear this. And if there's any friction, any disharmony, it will be revealed to you, because then you can deal with this. You can actually do something about, oh, well, I didn't realize maybe I'm scared of public speaking, or maybe I still have some fear of rejections. And then maybe it brings you into time where you were a child and things that happen. Okay, so there is some type of guidance is for you to be entering this lucky era, which I almost feel like once you're settled into your center, this starts the the astral travel. This starts the quantum leap, because you're sitting with your desires, and you're sitting also with your shadows. You're also sitting with your fears, your insecurities, and what those are. Okay, so let's see what those cards are. They could be about those shadow aspects. Let's see. We have the Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man. The Hangman is connected to Neptune. Okay, so the collective subconscious mind. So some of you might be some programs from the collective subconscious mind. Okay, and the Emperor. This is connected to the sign of Aries. Yes. Let me see if you can see everything. Perfect. All right. So from the shadow aspect, okay, the Seven of Cups, energetically, I always feel that it's connected to quantum timelines. And some of you, I wouldn't be surprised, it could be connected to some past soul experience. Whether in this lifetime, past lifetime, I would suggest if you're into astrology, maybe some of you, there is a planet in retrograde in particular that could be affecting you. It could be a Neptune retrograde, okay? People that have a Neptune retrograde can carry a lot of falling into the influence, the illusion of the collective subconscious mind, the programs. Yes. Now, with the sign of Aries, what I love is that the Emperor card. Aries is the first breath of the whole wheel of the zodiac, and it connects in traditional Chinese medicine to your lungs. So your breath, you see here, yoga, rituals, meditation, there's a lot through your breath. When you inhale, you create, and when you release, you exhale, you release, you destroy, you destructure in order to breathe anew. So there's something about breath work, vibration, understanding that it is only an illusion if you're feeling stuck into a timeline where the things that you want have yet to come to fruition. You have yet to take the leap of faith. Okay? So what I'm going to suggest for you, my dear pile number one, I'm going to obviously share with you some of the energy guidance that I would do myself if I wanted to release some of those programs because they're heavy. Okay, that's something that I talked about when I posted about Sagittarius season. It's my frequency, Om Mani Padme Hum, which is called the law of attraction. This mantra that I chant is so powerful to release some of the collective experiences where we have been the victim of jealousy, any type of ego, any type of hate, discrimination, anything that has been negative. It's such a powerful, powerful frequency. And what I would do, okay, I would do some breath work. Definitely do some breath work. And because we have the presence of the sun and the moon, I would simply chant Om. This is connecting you directly to your third eye when you're working with seed mantra and your chakra. And when you're working with astrology, the planets and your chakra, the sun and the moon are connected to your third eye. Because some of the things you believe, you have yet to unveil, to see properly that it's an illusion. So it could be the fear of like, well, I don't have the time. Or, you know, it might just take you to put aside half an hour every day to start even just writing down, thinking about this. Now there's a lot of AI support, so you could work with some of those AI technology to bounce back your ideas and see, brainstorm a little bit. Okay, so there's a lot here that can be done. And I can show you, yes, you can have the time. Yes, you can create. Maybe it's going to take a little bit longer, but you need to cater the time. It's shown in a lot of those cards as far as you needed to center yourself, to be present. And that's one of the best way. I'm obviously giving you energy guidance, but for you, if you didn't want to meditate or didn't want to work with any of the frequencies, just being present with your desire. And that means being there for it, just like you would for a child. You have to listen to the desire. You have to listen to what it wants. Does it want you know, this or that. What is the drive behind? What's the passion behind? What do you want to express? What you want to share? What is the voice? What is, you know, so many things. And I feel as some of you, this is going to help you be in alignment with your heart's desires. It's just to cater more time. That's overall what I'm getting. But if you liked to work with the frequencies, the mantra, and the mudra, I'm going to recommend again that law of attraction. And as a mantra, I'm going to recommend a mantra that I use in the inner child sovereignty, which is a mantra that is about supporting your inner child. I will put in the description box of this video the whole mantra, but I remember the first time that I chanted this mantra, I was crying. I literally felt like I was receiving all the support I never got, the encouragement I got from my parents because they weren't there, okay, or they were absent, or they didn't agree with whatever I was doing and starting, whatever that is your story. But it is a very powerful mantra that allows you to retrain your inner child to be feeling encouraged, because some of you, maybe that's what you were lacking, the encouragement of, or the presence of other adults, caretakers, educators, whatever that is. You know, it depends on where you went to school. In my time, school, oh my God, the teachers, we were scared of teachers, you know, with the ruler, they were, you know, they would punish. There was a lot of fear around being taught. So there was not a lot of support when you wanted to also follow your own path, follow your own intuition, follow your own self-expression. And I'm inspired with this hand gesture as a mudra. Just put your hand in Namaste in front of your heart, because Namaste, it means I see you. Oh my God, I am being emotional. Some of you, you're gonna get emotional. Wow, I really got emotional here. Putting your hands in Namaste into your heart center, chanting for your inner child, while listening to this frequency, the law of attraction, that I'm going to list there, by the way, and also in the video description, is going to release a lot that felt heavy on your heart. If you look at this, it looks a little bit like this child that would be dressing up. It is like a little bit like a Joker, which reminds me a little bit of the Fool card, the Fool starting. So maybe some of you, you haven't started because of this heaviness. Wow, it got really deep all of a sudden. Let me know down in the comments, everyone, if that's your card, okay, if that's your pile. How does that feel? You can leave me a little egg, okay, there must be an egg, and you can leave me a little sun, because we're gonna bring some sun on it, because the egg has such a symbolism. It's the beginning of everything. It's also, you know, once it hatches, it's creation, it's the child being born, is the desire, the divine child being born. The same with that energy of the sun being crowned by your desires, being able to be sovereign in your desires. Wow. Okay. That was really deep, my dear pile number one. I trust it supported you to enter your lucky era. I'm sending you so many blessings, so much love. If you need personal guidance, you can look into the video description. I'm going to have some sales and promotions, because we're entering some Black Friday energy where we are in the States. So I'm going to honor that. But if you're watching in timeless energy, you might not be taking advantage of it. But anyways, I want to let you know that's something you can check in the link down below. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your messages to enter your lucky era. If you're here, you chose this beautiful sun card. And if you chose also according to zodiac signs, we have here Capricorn, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aries. If those are not your zodiac signs, don't worry about it. Just another way for people to choose their pile. Let's look at your oracle cards. We'll use the tarot a little bit later. Okay. And let's look at your guidance. Pile number one left me really emotional at the end. That was beautiful. I feel, well, I spoke about emotions. So there's something about the power of your emotions here. I do believe there is a book. I read it years ago. It must be like almost like a decade ago. From Abraham Hicks about the power of your emotions. Some of you, if that's something that interests you, maybe you like to read, audio read. But there's something about the power of your emotions being a portal. So honoring your emotions, honoring their ebb and flow, their message seems to be something that activates this portal for you. It seems that your energy, it's creating this portal. There's something about your emotions creating a portal at this time. This is how you'll feel lucky because you are present with your emotions. Wow. Okay. It's getting deeper now. You know, I'm not surprised here, pile number two. You chose the Mermaid Tarot. This is all about deep diving here. All right. And let's see also your tarot cards. Interesting. Okay. All right, we'll stay with that and see how that unfolds. Okay, pile number two. You have, ooh, the Mending. Beautiful. The Why. The Higher Power. The Light, the Darkness card with Ancestors, Ancestral Line, Generational Shift. Air. Temperance, which is Sagittarius. Nine of Cups. Wow, what a powerful card. And Seven of Pentacles. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, pile number two. I love this energy. It seems that your guidance here as an entrance through the portal of feeling lucky is to understand how powerful your emotions are. Because your emotions, especially when you're allowing yourself to feel what you feel and not let your mind run the show and say, well, that means this, that means that, especially with the air element, to rationalize it, okay? But you're letting yourself be present with that emotion and not necessarily question it, but more understanding. Is it something, so for example, all of a sudden you're feeling unease. Why? Okay, so that's why am I feeling unease? Instead of jumping into, oh, I just don't feel good, or jumping into like, I am my emotion, but more questioning why you're feeling your emotion, okay? There's some messages from the higher power. It's not that you're questioning yourself for feeling this. It's more like, I am feeling this, acknowledging you're feeling it, and now understanding what the message from the feeling means is understanding your connection to the higher power. Because I feel here for you, pile number two, that you are highly guided by ancestors. You are probably part of a chain. What I mean by this is that you're probably part of a line, a generation line of souls that decided to break free from certain patterns, especially from letting the mind limit you, letting the mind limit you to what is being told to you is possible. You know, it could be anything. I remember when I was younger, I broke my hip twice, and the second time it was really bad because I had nerve damage and I got paralyzed. The whole right side was paralyzed. It was not long, it was just a couple of weeks, but still, then it took me years to be able to walk again. Just standing took me a whole year. I could barely just stand without falling or having extreme pain. But I remember that the doctors at the time told me that I would never be able to run again, that I would never be able to properly stand, and that I would need a cane by the age of 40. And I remember I was on a quest of proving this wrong, which was a little bit ego-based, but it led me to learn a lot, to listen to my emotions. And at the beginning, I was not really good with it. It led to more complications, but I was very grateful towards the end of the journey to understand how my body was actually feeling things that I needed to let myself work through, be guided in order to break free from certain limitations. Okay, so that's really an illustration. That's the first one that popped into my mind, because I feel that some of you, maybe you were told at any point in time that you couldn't do something, okay, that this was not possible. But I feel in this pile very strongly, especially with this, okay, the cards are so powerful. They're talking about you having so many blessings energetically at your palms, at your hands, like you're ready. You're ready, but you have to you have to work with your emotions to propel yourself, because if you feel that you've been held back, you're the only one holding you back. Okay, your readiness is also a vibrational state. Okay, you being ready for this. Okay. Wow, I feel super inspired. I felt almost a little bit out of breath. So maybe some of you, there is a lot of emotions. It could be anxiety, it could be insecurities, it could be fears. But know that it is created by your mind. Okay, it's created by your mind. And I would actually suggest to you, pile number 2, because the air element, when you're working with astrology, connects you to your rising sign, I would think that there is an additional message in the pile of your rising sign. You will need the time of your birth for the rising sign. But if you do have it and you know your rising sign, check out that pile. It could be the same, so then it's like putting the emphasis on this, but definitely there's something about who you're meant to become. And who you're meant to become is led by acknowledging the power of your emotions, because through the power of your emotions, you receive messages from your ancestors, but also from divine intelligence that help you make things that, or create things, manifest things that you were told were not possible. Okay, that is giving you an upper hand. Knowing this, knowing that your emotions help you create the I'm possible, the impossible. I'm possible. You are. Okay, so very powerful cards that I suggest also alchemizing whatever your emotions, because sometimes the emotions can take over and we're letting ourselves spiral. So this is where what I love to do for the ones that resonate with this type of work is that I share energy guidance. I have frequency healings on this YouTube channel, and now I'm like starting to also put them on Vimeo. Bear with me, I'm transferring a lot of things. But I feel, as some of you, if you resonate with this, you can help yourself alchemize some of the emotions, okay? So let's see what I would recommend for you. I know exactly what I recommend for you, actually. I have a whole playlist that's called the pharmacy, my vibrational pharmacy, where you have frequencies of, anger, depression. You also have one that I worked with recently, parasites. Parasites is great when you feel static energy, and that's like the background noise from the programs of other people projected on you, programs from the media, everything outside of yourself. That's a great frequency. It also works with internal parasites, but we're working with the vibration of things that are living inside of you that are trying to take over. Okay, it feels that this might be the main frequency that I would suggest, but because you're someone that is so connected to your emotions, you might feel a lot. Recently, I think I was really diving into certain programs of the subconscious collective, and I had to do so many. I think I started with the fear, then I moved into the anger, and then I moved into clearing my mind and boosting my mindset, and then I was fine. I just had to. So look into that whole playlist. I'm going to list it here, by the way. Okay. And I'm going to suggest, if you like to chant, which is a very powerful way to imprint your own vibration, okay? I'm going to suggest the mantra that I like to use in my Rainbow Bridge frequency that helps you bridge the gap between where you are, where you want to be, okay? Also, transitioning into different dimensions, different layers of expression is the mantra HU, H-U. This is an ancient seed mantra for the name of God, okay? And it's so powerful, so powerful. In terms of sign language, mudra, I really feel that I want you to work with the heart mudra, which is your thumb and your index together, pointed at your heart center. So you put this up straight to your heart with your right hand, and then you open your left palm. So you would listen to whatever is the frequency that is running, like the emotion that is running, okay? That it could be anger, it could be fear, it could be being depressed, whatever you find there that resonates. But it really felt like maybe the parasite one could be a good one because it's like the many broadcast. But some of you, if you're not feeling any negative broadcast affecting you, I also have in this playlist the 9 solfeggios as a pure frequency. So all the 9 solfeggios plugged in together. So that's for the ones, if you're watching this and you are pretty good with your emotions right now, you can just use that one. I call this my vortex frequency because I literally feel like it puts me in the vortex of creating my desires. And the heart is such a great guide to your manifestation. You're going to tap into your heart. So with the mudra. Okay, that's what I have for you, my dear pile number 2. It seems that you just need to be always plugged into your emotions, whether high, low, kind of like understanding what is being broadcasted to you, what is being shared with you, how you are being guided. You have strong guidance to help yourself. And as a result, when you create impossible made possible, you become a vibrational and physical role model for what it is that is possible for other human beings. Okay, so that's very important for you to grasp. I'm loving this. I'm sending you so much love, so much light. And if you need personal guidance, personal support, you can look inside the video description. I'm also going to have some sales for Black Friday. I know some of you, it's a timeless reading, so maybe when you're watching it, it won't be the case, but I wanted to announce it. because yeah, I'm very excited about this. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm sending you so many blessings, and I will see you soon in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your guidance for this lucky era of yours. You chose this beautiful sun card where we see this triple goddess energy with the maiden, the mother, and the mother and the crone energy celebrating under this beautiful sun. If you chose this pile, you may have chosen as well according to zodiac placement. And we have here Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, and Gemini. Let's put this aside. Don't worry if it's not your signs. It's just another way for people to pick their piles. Let's look at your messages, my dear one. I've been really, really excited about all the messages in the piles so far. Just such blessed moments, guidance that we're all receiving. So thank you for your presence, by the way. All right, let's see what we have for you, my dear pile number 3. Okay. All right, I only feel one card for you here. Okay. Okay, maybe this card wants to be there instead. And let's look at your tarot cards. That's it there. Okay, that's this other one that wants to come. So, who are we to say no? Who are we to say no? Interesting. Okay, I'm hearing some of you, it just feels like a recommendation. If some of you have heard of this book from Mel Robbins, Let Them, yeah, let them. It's almost like there's something about your guidance to enter your lucky era that is about not caring about what other people say. That's none of it's none of their business. Yeah, I feel like some of you, it's almost like you have to almost voice it. We'll see. Let's look at it. Here and now. Fairy wishing well. Manifestation, expectations, offerings. Align. Perfect. And stardust, premonition, galactic communications, beginnings and endings. Very interesting under the here and now. It's almost understanding that your presence has the power to affect the past and the future. Understanding that all that exists is now, but all that you are has an impact on the past and the future. Because sometimes when you go through upgrades of your own awakening, of your own perception, how you relate to your past is very different. And how it allows you to relate to your future will be as such different as well. So there's something here about understanding the power also of your presence, celebrating who you are. No matter what others say, if they're saying you're weird, you know, with the stardust energy, you might be someone that is already shining a lot of light, but if you're caring too much about how people perceive your light, you're going to keep you out of feeling lucky. It's going to almost feel like lucky, unlucky, lucky, unlucky, lucky, unlucky, because your natural tendency, it seems here, is to feel lucky because there's a lot of light. There's a lot of cards right now that are showing that, you know, you could be always in alignment. But at the same time, we'll see what the tarot shows. I'm feeling the influence. I'm feeling the influence. And so some of you, it might be that You might say you don't care, but you're letting the broadcast of other people's thoughts, beliefs, opinions still overshadow, overcast over you. Yeah, let's see what the cards show. Okay, Eight of Swords. That's people being stuck. You know, that's being stuck, feeling stuck, feeling when it's actually an illusion. That person is not stuck. They might not see, they might have their hands been binded, but they can just get up and navigate between the swords. And especially use the swords to untie themselves, take that off, and be on their merry way. Okay? Yeah. Then we have the Star again. Well, I'm saying the Star again because it really feels like the Star card here. The Star. I'm telling you, some of you, pile number 3, you're already a very bright light. You might not be able to see it. Ooh, that might be some of the alignment. Being able to see your own beauty, your own light. We have the Five of Wands. The Gossip. This is a card of gossip. Quarrel. Arguments. Look at this. Everyone seems a little peachy. Okay? Not peachy. Then we have the Four of Cups. Yeah. The Nine of Pentacles. And the Devil card. You know what I feel? I feel that some of you, there's some type of belief that you need to change yourself in whatever it could be, especially some of you, it could be physical appearance. I remember, oh my God, it was this year. I think I was exchanging with someone that was going through their spiritual awakening and how they were leading some meditation groups and how they were wanting to be on social media and share more about their experience, what they were doing. And they knew what I was doing in, you know, my channel. And their immediate reaction was, well, of course, when you look like you, people would watch. And I didn't say anything. I just smiled, but because I was just witnessing her own limitation. And that's, it doesn't have to be exactly about your physical appearance, but the devil is very much about what is materially, what is through the physical eye. And maybe some of you, like, it could be, I need to be taller, I need to be slimmer, I need to be blonder, whatever those trends sometimes are about the physical appearance, but it doesn't have to be exactly. But there's some mental block about that. My response after the smile was, you know, you can still get started and see how that goes. You know, you can get started. It was an encouragement to get started, and I did not acknowledge that limitation because to me it was illusionary. It was not the case. It was real to her, but it was not something that I thought should be reinforced. So there's something here about some of the beliefs, okay? Some of the things maybe that people told you, oh, are you sure? Maybe if you were to start something, you know, a YouTube channel, oh, but you don't have the proper background, you don't have the proper equipment. I remember my first readings and videos were me sitting in the woods with my phone. It was all in, not this landscape, it was all portrait, and I was bringing my cards in the woods and I was just shuffling and just talking to my camera, and I would be sometimes interrupted by people that walking, but I never really cared about it. I just started because I loved doing it. I didn't care. So there's something about let them, okay? Don't let others and their beliefs and their own, their own perception of themselves and projection over you make you feel that you're missing something. Start and continue pursuing everything that you love. Do not alter yourself for whatever temptation you're being told you should be looking for, whatever. You already have the light inside of you. You already know how to align. And when you let other people's broadcast influence you, this is where you fall out of alignment. Okay, this is the highest guidance you have, is stay true to yourself. Stay true to your own light and what inspires you. You will face through, obviously through this ascension journey and manifestation journey and the things that you love to share. Maybe some of you, there might be some expectation of the results that you would get that might trap you into believing some of those things, that you're missing something, but you're not, because the people that are meant to resonate with what you have to share, they will find you. Trust me, I've seen it manifest so many times, my dear pile number 3. I remember at some point, and I still do, not maybe as consciously as I did, I used to pray every day that the people that needed what I was sharing would find it. And this is how I started having more of a following, because people would come to me and say, I was praying for an answer and you showed up. Your page showed up, your video showed up. I didn't know how it happened, but there you were. And you had, you were talking about something and it just hit home. And I remember that was making me cry. And I think that's something that I still do, not maybe as religiously as I used to. But that's something that maybe some of you could get into. I manifested miracles with this. Now it almost makes me want to make sure that I include this in my practice. But really, it's like when you want to just be driven by sharing what you love and making sure that the ones that have something to win in it, something to share and celebrate with you in it, find you, this is where life ripples and the universe multiplies for you, because life wants to support life. Light wants to support light. And that means like when your focus is on you nourishing your light and wanting the ones that will be nourished by it as well to find you and for you to celebrate, because this is a celebration. This is a celebration, and it's going to impact so many quantum timelines. I feel like some of you, just this little practice of nurturing your light and blessing and praying for the ones that are meant to find you, because it's such a blessing for both parties, and beyond this, for even as an energy that you create, is going to be like almost like part of your energy guidance. I am going to give you some energy guidance, especially if you are struggling with the influence of other people's broadcasts. We're going to definitely work with that. Okay, so dear pile number 3, know that you are such a bright light. This is definitely, if that's your pile, drop me a star and a sun. Okay, drop me that in the comments. I'll know that's your pile. If you have anything to add, you can. Okay, but know that you are meant, you have already a bright light, and it's only a matter of you sitting with it, celebrating it, nourishing it, and praying that you become a blessing for others through whatever that you're sharing, your passion, your excitement, your joy. This will make you feel so lucky. And I would even add, so magical. Okay, so I'm going to suggest, because this card really reminds me of my law of attraction, which is very powerful in aligning you. Okay, I'm going to suggest the law of attraction that was also in pile number 1, where we have this mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, that is so powerful to help with the gossip. Okay, with the gossip. And what I'm going to suggest as a mantra is one that says, I am divine consciousness. Om Brahmasmi. Okay, you'll find in the description box below the details for all the piles and the mantras and the mudras, the frequencies. But yeah, I really feel that for you, I am divine consciousness, letting yourself feel that you are a stream of divine consciousness will nurture your light. And in the background, you'll have that frequency that helps purify some of the programs. Okay? Now, in terms of mudra, I want you to be very present, and I'm being inspired with the Devil card, which connects to Capricorn, which connects to Saturn, which connects to the root of all evil. Okay, so we're going to connect you to the root chakra with the connection of your thumb and your index together on both sides. And Om Brahmasmi, and then with that frequency, that's going to help you. You can seal your practice at the end by sending your wishes for your light to support the ones that need it, to be a blessing for others, to be the answer that others are seeking. This will manifest beautiful, beautiful moments of what is witnessed by others, lucky. And some of you, maybe you're also suffering from, already feeling lucky or being lucky, and people projecting on you like what your life is and ignoring how your life is. Don't respond to those projections of what people think your life is or should be, or what your light is. And if like, oh, well, you're weird, you're eccentric, don't care about that. Pile number 3, you are unique. I can feel the uniqueness. I can feel how special you are, but don't let others make you feel that you are missing something, because you're looking at, it's almost like you're trying to put that energy of your light missing something when you really don't. And that would alter your frequency. So it's almost like come back to your alignment. When you're in alignment, you are this bright sun, light, star, and you become a blessing to others. So thank you so much for your presence, for your light. I'm very inspired by number 3 by Jung. So thank you so much. I'm sending you so much love, so much light. If some of you need personal guidance, you can look into the video description, my links. I will have some promotion for that Black Friday. If you're watching this and you don't see them because it's a timeless reading, well, just always check out, because I really like to always have those special promotions and things like this whenever I'm being called, because that's also my way into tapping into the blessing of certain guidance. Thank you so much for your presence, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.